Hello, my name is Paul. I am one of the bikers in the film Pillion, starring Harry Melling, who's the lead actor and plays Colin, and Alexander Skarsgard, who plays Ray, who's the leader of the biker gang. Um, I play one of the subs in the film, more particularly a puppy, which was introduced when I got the role. Um, I also have a Dom biker in the film as well, who's played by Jack Genevois, and so I thought I'd be answering some questions and answers about how I got involved in this role, and what I thought about the film itself, how general just bits, the questions that I was asked. How did I get involved with the film, and why did I do it? So as soon as I heard the film was announced, it piqued my interest, and I was like, this could be a good film, but it would be nice to see how authentic this film could be. So I did try and make contact with Elements, who are the producers of the film. Unfortunately, did not answer my email, but through the biker club, Harry Lighton had got in contact with them and then spent a weekend with them, so I did get passed on his contact details. So I got in contact with him. As part of the LGBT community, we tend to come out of the closet, but in that process we do tend to leave some things in the closet that we might not want other people to know. One of those things is kink. So we do compartmentalize bits of our identity and our personalities, and we keep them separate. It took me a while to actually bring those closer in my life, and also because I help others with identity, I think it's important that I embrace all aspects of my life and can draw on those different various aspects of my identity, so I am able to be the best authentic self I am. And this film, it is all about how you can express yourselves, and people learn about their identity, and a bit waffling. You do tend to see a bit of this in Ray in the film, that you don't know anything about him really, apart from that he's a Dom to Colin. You don't know what he does for work. You don't know what family he has. All of that is kept separate. The kink life is separate from the rest of his life. And that does happen in the community. There are lots of people who keep it separate. It took me a while to not keep it separate. This film actually has made that line between my personal life and my kink life very blended. And I think once this film is released, I think a lot of people are going to know a lot more about me than they thought they did. Yeah, so I'm expecting some conversations to happen. A lot of people knew already that I was into pub play, but there are people who don't know, and or it's not been confirmed. And I think if they see the film, or if they see any kind of pictures from like the red carpet maybe, or media, or if they Google my name, they might find that I have sort of now come out to the world as kinky. So the past year has been a bit of a lot of anxiety over how do I feel about this. It's been a bit worrying, but I think I'm getting more comfortable with how I identify and how I able to self-express myself, and it's been a journey, but I am happy I did it. It's been good fun. Looking forward to being on the red carpet, and also absolutely terrified. So how I got involved, so as I said, Harry, I ended up with contact details for Harry. So I messaged him, and it turns out that we don't live far from each other. So arranged to meet up, we had a drink, talked about being a gay biker, which I've been a biker for about 10 years. And but as soon as I passed my bike test, I was always taking Pillion. I think it made me a better rider. I had a planned bike club ride to Cambridge for Cambridge Pride. So I told Harry about that, and then he offered a cast member to come and ride on the back of my bike as Pillion. I didn't know until a couple of days before the ride was happening that it was going to be Harry Melling. So he came on the back of the bike, we rode to Cambridge. I was absolutely terrified that something was going to happen. I was going to crash, Harry was going to die, my face would be plastered across the internet saying I've killed a celebrity. Everything was okay, it was fine. I was just overthinking it. We spent the day in Cambridge. Harry got to ask questions about my life, also with the other members of the kink community who I will always meet in. Harry got to meet them. Harry did actually get recognised about half a dozen times in Cambridge Pride, all from tourists. No one from the UK. They were all from tourists, and they recognised him from other films that he'd been in, not from Harry Potter. So then brought Harry back to London. We did the M4, not the M4, M11, different road. So I took Harry on a different variety of roads. Good experience to prepare him for the role, because he does actually get on a bike in the film. Yeah, so after that, Harry Lighton then told me that there were some featured roles within the film, so I thought I would apply for one of those. I had to send a 2-minute video to Sophie. Really hard to do this. It took me 5 hours of spending all day in this park to try and create a 2-minute video talking about my life as a biker and my best experience. So I did 1 minute of talking about being a biker, and then for the other minute I talked about mohawk. I have a mohawk, and it was about why I should keep my mohawk in the film as part of the role. If you read the book Box Hill, towards the end of the book, Colin does have a mohawk. So I thought, in keeping with the theme, is like, that's why I should be allowed to keep my mohawk. The original plan was for all of the subs to have shaved hair, apart from Jake Shears, and there is a reason in the storyline of why he has his hair. But all of the other subs have shaved heads. But obviously I created an argument to keep my mohawk, and that was in the 2-minute video. And then what happened was, obviously Harry and Sophie got together, looked at the videos. I don't know what they discussed, but I got an email through saying congratulations. Where I was at the time, I was watching the dress rehearsal for the new Starlight Express that opened in London. And that was also a very coincidental, the fact that Box Hill does feature the musical Starlight Express. It talks about it. It's saying like there's a musical with people on roller skates. So I messaged Harry Lighton going, I've literally just come out of the musical. It's in the book. It was like, it's destined to be for me to be in this film. Yeah. So, and I'm in it. And it's been a wild experience. How many days was I on set? Most of the bikers were filming on set for 7 days. A couple of them were only there for like 1.5 days, 2 days. But you end up going to production really early. These are very long days. So you go there, get ready, sit around, have hair and makeup done. One day was just spent, the entire day was just spent biking, just to get lots of footage of the bikes traveling down various roads, country lanes. Had to wait around for it to get nighttime, so you got some nighttime shots. Yeah, and then we were sat around a bit as well, waiting for camera changes, because we were using one camera, so we would stop, move the camera, and then redo the scene from a different point of view. So some long days, but it was generally good fun. Did I have any influence over what I had to wear? Grace, who's the costume designer, and Louise, who is the costume supervisor, they had a vision on how everyone wanted to look. They did ask us to bring in our own biker gear and kink gear. As soon as I found out I was going to be in the film, I did actually buy a new pair of leathers, which is what I'm wearing. I needed something to match my bike, so went with the black and green. And luckily they agreed to have them in the film. There was some difficulties because branding, but most people got to wear their own leathers, which was kind of hot, seeing everyone in leather on different days. As playing the puppy, I also designed my own t-shirts, and so Grace and Louise, they didn't actually need to get permission off anyone because I created the designs. And usually when you got any kind of branding on clothing, you need to get permission from the companies, and it's the same as like if you had any tattoos. Several of the other cast members have tattoos, so they have to also get permission from the artists who created those. In keeping with the Kink theme, I did turn up to set every day in a different outfit, just to keep the momentum going, just to keep me in the mood. One day I did turn up in orange dungarees, green motocross top, and Louise and Grace said, "Oh, that's what you can wear today." So that was surprising. And it was kind of funny because we did like a living room scene, and where everyone is in black except for me. I'm in orange, so I pretty much stood out. You don't see this on camera because it didn't make the cut, but you do get a glimpse of the orange I was wearing. If you can spot it in the movie, point it out. It's very quick, but it is there. Um, yeah. So we did get to wear our own gear. I tend to had to have a little more influence in what I was wearing because I was playing the role of a puppy, and this was the first time that a puppy has been featured in a feature-length movie where the puppy plays the puppy. So that's kind of cool. So obviously I needed to sort of keep in with puppy styling of what puppies kind of wear. I didn't have a harness that fit at the time. Grace actually went and found me a puppy walking harness, which he got for me. That arrived on the first day of filming, so that was lucky it did arrive. Grace luckily gave it to me at the end, so I was really happy that I get to keep that piece of gear. It's the harness I wore in Cannes, and I'm going to wear that harness on the red carpet at London Film Festival. It will be a fetish event because we'll be wearing gear on the carpet. So I'm wearing the harness, I'll be wearing a leather shirt as well. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what Grace wears as well on the carpet. I don't know if she's attending actually, but I'm hoping she does. As well as everyone else in their outfits and what they'll be wearing. It's going to be fun. Does it feel different acting as a pup on camera to being a pup in a roleplay scene? Not really. Being a puppy, it's all about escapism and stuff, getting out of your regular human mind and going into puppy headspace. So being on camera didn't really bother me. You put the hood on, act like a puppy, do as you're told, and that's how it is. It was just good fun. Get lots of head rubs from people, from crew, other cast members. Harry, when I was sat in front of him as a puppy, give me head rubs, saying good boy. But it did feel a bit unusual to be wearing a pup hood around Bromley on the set. But at first it was a bit unusual, but then I got into it, and then people just were really accepting of it. The entire crew had no problems with it. They knew what they were getting into when they signed up for this film. They knew they would be seeing people in kinky gear. So being in my pup hood, and I just sat around waiting for cameras to roll, just helped me get into that kind of mood. And then you have Harry and Toby who giving directions, so they just tell you do this, do that, bark. So it's stuff that comes naturally, and they give me orders to do it. How much pressure do you feel as a representative of your community on screen for all the world to see? Ooh, big question. So I was a bit worried I might be misrepresenting myself. I'm misrepresenting the community, the pup community on film. But I did convince myself it was a good thing to see. Actually, there's a bit of pup play in this feature-length movie. It's the first time it's actually been seen in a feature-length movie with the pup hood. You do see like dog play and stuff in other films, but that's sort of just people being dragged around on a lead, where this is actual pup play. You do see a little bit in the film. we did film a little bit more, but obviously, you know, cuts and editing, it does get so it does get shrunk down a little bit. I'm kind of disappointed because there was one scene which I did, just running on all fours. Didn't make the cut. It would have been nice to have seen it. I didn't even get to see a like a non-cut version of it. So there's no right or wrong way to do kink. It's completely individual and how you express yourselves. Sub, dom, top, verse, switch sides. You know, there's lots of ways to do it, including all the gear. You can have complete freedom of what you want to wear and how you get kinky. As long as it's safe, sane, consensual, legal, yeah, it's up to you. In the film, I play the role of a submissive pup, but John, who's my dom, has never had a puppy before, so there is a kind of gratitude I gave him a couple of times. So it was like, I think I'm naturally more dom than him anyway. So the couple of times he did actually have to pull my lead and correct me. That wasn't on camera, but it was like in the background and just improv, and just trying to get him into the mood of having a puppy, and just also trying to keep myself in puppy kind of mood kind of thing. Yeah, so what was it like working with Harry and Alex, and did we spend any time off screen to introduce to the gay biker scene? So I was lucky, I got a chance to take Harry out on my bike. He rode Pillion. We rode to Cambridge, and so he got to ask questions about being a biker and being a puppy. So he wanted to make sure that he got things right and could play the part authentically as he could. And when you see the film, I think he did an absolute amazing job at getting the role perfect. He is absolutely awesome. I'm not sure about Alex doing any research, but I know that he had done a couple of days filming before we seen him on set. So I think he had already gotten into the mood. I think Harry Lighton is a great director, and he was able to tell him how he wanted the role to come across. I think Alex's previous roles in other films also helped. But he did just jump straight into the role. And the first scene that he interacted with me, when he was starting to call me dog, and I was like, yeah, he's got it, he's nailed it. What help did I give Harry to help prepare him for the role? So Harry came on the back of my bike, but also while we were in Cambridge, I put a collar on him. I had him on a lead. A couple of pictures of that. We also went to a friend's barbecue, and where a friend of mine put on his boots, and for demonstration purposes I showed Harry how to lick boots. Not my thing though. I've done it a couple of times, and yeah, it's not me. But you know what they say, try anything once. Was there any improv on set? A fair bit. We had directions from Harry and Toby, and when we were doing like nudity scenes, there was directions coming from Robbie, who's the intimacy coordinator. He was really good. He would describe what we wanted, what we needed to do. And then we sort of like could have a little mess about with that, a bit of improv. Um, Being a puppy, we tend not to follow orders anyway, so we just do what we want. Um, so when it came to filming, all of the bikers and subs were able to have some kind of input into how they would behave. So we got to see details in advance. Um, so we did have opportunities to feedback on those scenes, on how we might behave. Why is Harry Lighton the sexiest director in the land? I wonder who sent me that question. Could it maybe be Harry? Wow. Harry does look pretty sexy in leather. You may have seen recent photos of him in a leather kilt. I think Alex got a good look under that kilt. But pretty much all of the directors on set were extremely good looking. Toby, Sophie, Ben as well. Ben is pretty cute as well. But I'm hoping Harry is wearing the leather kilt again at the London Film Festival. He needs to be wearing leather anyway, because everyone else is wearing leather. The assistant directors, their involvement in this film doesn't get recognized enough. They put so much effort into making this film happen, given directions on set, all the work behind the scenes, Sophie and Ben doing all of the supporting actor kind of stuff as well. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, and I can't wait to see what they're also wearing on the red carpet, because they're going to look absolutely stunning. Toby, he was kind of like the daddy on set as well. I did make him a t-shirt. It's got a dog trainer on the back, as he encouraged me to bark during various scenes. So yeah, make sure you are keeping an eye out for the pup bits. Obviously, pushing my bit of the film. But all of the crew as well, background crew from drivers, hair and makeup, the gaffers, the team, electronics, set decor and stuff. They were all hot, they were all sexy. Yeah, it was that, or it was the kink and gear and the attitude, and it was just getting everyone horny. Yeah. So we look forward to the after party for for after this premiere. It's going to be really good fun. Is this my first part in a movie? Yeah. It's my first time in a full-length feature film. I generally hate being on video. Definitely hate talking on camera. Have a speech disfluency, so my words get jumbled up, my sentences get muddled up. So it's definitely a challenge. I was clear when I started that I do not want any lines at all, because I would not be able to remember them, and I messed them up. There was one particular scene where one of the takes where, like a couple of the takes where Harry had gone around speaking to other people, and then this one take he decided to walk up to me and directly ask me a question, and I pretty much just froze like a deer in headlights, and I was like, why are you doing this to me? Yeah, and he already knew I had problems, so I'm glad that bit did not make it. What's one thing I learned from the film? Um, I actually learned a lot, especially the amount of work that goes on into producing a film like this. Even though it was like a small crew, small budget, the amount of work that goes on is a lot, and the people who do all that work, absolutely incredible. Um, the long days that they do outside of the filming as well. Um, Congratulations to them. Um, it's fantastic what they do. But interacting with the crew outside of the filming, being able to ask them questions, how do they do their job, how do they get into it, um, what they like about the job, all those kind of things is stuff that I didn't know before, and now that I actually know a bit more about the filming industry, I think I'm able to pass that information on to others as well, and inspire other people to get into like filming in various different roles. So just being on set and learning about what various people do to bring a film together, I think was very valuable into my knowledge base. Will I be acting in any other projects? Ooh, um, well, that's kind of difficult to say without breaching any NDAs. There is another project I did earlier this year where I do have my pup hood on. Uh, that's pretty much all I can say. I can't say anything else. So I'm really hoping it doesn't get cut either. But being puppy in another project, it will promote the pup community a little bit. I might have been typecast. I don't know. Maybe there's a Pillion too. You know, could get into that. I have signed up to some casting agencies to get some more opportunities. It is hit or miss, and whether you get selected or not, it depends on what roles they're looking for, how you fit that role, what you look like. You basically need to fill the needs of the production team. But being involved in the film, it does give you some appreciation of the film industry and all the work that's involved. And if you get a chance to sign up to being an extra, do it, even if it's just one time. It's very good fun. There are long days, but you get to meet lots of different people and get to share experiences and get to see yourself maybe, if you're lucky to get in the cut, on a big screen or a small screen. Yeah, it's good fun. Another question. What's the biggest misconception about the kink community? That being a person who does kink play is a degenerate and a pervert, basically. I would say almost everyone has a kind of thing. It's part of normal sexuality. Just the important thing is that I did say this. It needs to be safe. It needs to be sane. It needs to be legal, and it needs to be consensual. But kink is it's about self-expression and identity, and enjoy it, I'd say. Yeah. What's my favorite memory from this experience? Well, without spoiling any part of the film, or try not to spoil it, there was a point where I was on all fours and I was barking at someone. it was absolutely hilarious because we didn't tell him that I would be barking or that I was on all fours. No one told him that I was like a puppy in the scene, so he just got told where to go, and then I would bark at him, and he got a bit startled. It was one of the stunt guys, so, and that was like the first take, and like the second take and the third take, obviously he then expected it, but the first time, absolutely hilarious. Good fun. I actually got very into that role as well during that time, and you can see that, and you can see a bit of that on camera when you do get to see that bit, and I'm glad that did actually make it into the cut. Yeah, so that is one of my favorite memories about doing this film.